This is a HeadGum podcast.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like, you know, to check and make sure you've got that tap dance lesson scheduled before hosting that massive awards show with the big musical number right at the top of the show.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. This episode of Handsome is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Every time I use Booking.com to find a place to stay in the US, I know they'll have exactly what I'm looking for. They have a huge variety of options, from hotels to vacation rentals. I'm always able to find something that fits my specific needs. I found that Booking.com has something for everyone. I love traveling with my family, but sometimes we need a break from each other. Let's be honest, sometimes my parents need a break from me. So I found the perfect vacation rental on Booking.com that has separate rooms for all of us. Both rooms had a balcony too, so I didn't feel like anyone was stuck with the lesser of the options. We also like to be close to the action so we can go out and adventure. So we found a place that was right near the center of town. Plus, the spot had a big common area for us all to hang out and be together, which after all is what going on vacation is all about. No matter who you are, Booking.com helps you find the stay that's ridiculously right for you. Find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Cheers. Welcome to the Handsome Pod. I'm Fortune Feimster.
I am Tig Notaro.
And coming in from the rear, it's May Martin.
Choo choo.
Good morning.
Morning.
How's everyone doing? Fortune, your voice sounds a lot better.
I'm trying to sound sexy for you guys.
Yes, but it's not working. But how is your voice?
Better.
Yeah, you sound
It's getting
good.
back.
It sounds smooth, buttery.
Thank you guys. I
And you have
appreciate
a lot of talking to do today.
Yep, I've got a full day of talking. It's weird to lose your voice when your entire job is talking.
I know. Do you get
Yeah.
tired of talking?
Oh, God, yes.
Do you?
Really?
Yes.
Like sick of
You
your
guys
own
don't?
voice?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But
yeah,
I also
yeah.
do a 2-hour radio show 4 days a week.
Mhm.
Right.
And I've done that for 5 years. So that feels like a lot of talking just with that alone.
Yeah.
Do you guys hate when you're promoting something and you end up telling the same stories over and over and the sound of your voice gets so like nails on a chalkboard to yourself?
Yeah, it's I remember somebody criticized me because they had heard me in one interview and then heard me in another one. They were like, "Oh, you just have cut and paste answers, answering this," and it's like I'm asked the same question,
Yeah.
and that is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what do I do?
Yeah.
Do I make up a new answer?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely hard to repeat the same thing over and over. And then other times it's very easy because I forget that I've already told the story.
Do I sound sexy?
Wait, because your voice is deeper this morning?
Yeah.
Why is it deeper?
Yeah.
Well, again, because I
because you just woke up 10 minutes ago?
less than 10 and
Now, do you ever consider setting your alarm 10 minutes earlier so you're not just waking up?
I hit snooze and then you know what actually happened is I woke up like in time, and then I got a stressful text, and then I cried, and then now I sound really sexy because my voice is deep from crying, sleeping, and testosterone.
Aw.
Ah.
Yeah.
Why is someone making you cry at 9:30 in the morning?
I know.
That's too early to cry.
Yeah, I know.
What is the proper time to make somebody cry?
3
At
p.m.
least not till I've had my coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you put in your coffee? Do you do sugar and cream or just cream or black?
It's just espresso. This is actually, I have 3 drinks today. This is my tea.
Whoa.
This is my coffee.
Triple fisting.
And this is my water.
Wow.
My coffee is just espresso with a little bit of oat milk, and that's it. Because I know oat milk has sugar in it, but I don't do sugar. I don't add any sugar, no cream. My tea today is the throat coat
Sure.
with a little lemon and a little bit of honey.
Okay.
And
All right.
my water is full of ice.
Yeah, do you crunch ice with your teeth or no?
I love ice, but I'm not necessarily crunching it the whole time.
Right.
Oh, I
But
used
I
to
like
be an
my
ice
drinks.
cruncher.
Yes,
I like my drinks cold, baby.
Well, I like my drinks like I like my women, cold and
making me
scary.
cry at 9:30
Yeah.
in the morning.
yeah.
Wait, what did you say, Fortune?
Cold and making me cry at 9:30 in the morning.
Was
Like
it a
an ice-
romantic
like a-
call that you got or text?
Of course.
Yeah,
it
who else
was.
is making this little cowboy cry?
I got a big bleeding heart.
I'm not making May cry. I'll tell you that right now.
You will.
Should we all just cry right now?
Okay.
I'm not feeling even remotely sad.
Okay. I was
Fortune,
just trying
do
to
you think
be
you could-
empathetic.
Do you think you could get there?
I could make myself cry. I don't want to right now, but I could.
Yeah.
So are you're that good of an actor where you can go to it and you can cry?
I think I could get there, yes. But I'm not saying I'm that good of an actor, but I could
I
get
feel like
there.
that's what you were saying.
No, I did have to do that on my FUBAR last season. And it is weird when all these people are staring at you. You're just kind of squeezing your eyes.
yeah.
So I finally had him give me the stick.
Yeah.
To put
And it doesn't
under
matter
your
how,
eyes or whatever.
like how many times everyone's like, you know what? It's not about the crying. Like sometimes it's more moving just to watch someone try not to cry. That's what they always say to me to take the pressure off. But you know, they're thinking you better get some fucking tears out.
And do you have trouble crying, May, when you're on set?
No.
You
I did actually this time. And it was like, I think it was because it was too dramatic, the scene. I don't want to give spoilers, but I'm like tied to a chair and it's like, I'm going to maybe die. And then I'm really
that feels
supposed to
a
like,
spoiler.
yeah, that feels like a massive spoiler.
no need to watch the show now.
No spoilers.
And I'm like, I mean, I'm in a really scary situation that I've never been in my life. Like if I'm doing a breakup scene or something, I can cry because I've been through that so many times. But this was like so out of my experience. And I'm like submerged in water kind of. And there's like, and then so that I could hear the director, it was like really quiet and everyone's trying to be really respectful so I can, really get there. And then he goes, May, he's Welsh. She goes, think about everyone. Sorry. Think about everyone who's ever abandoned you.
Oh my God.
And then he goes, May, just think about everyone in your life who's ever abandoned you. And
Some acting
started
coaches
laughing.
would not like that.
Really? They'd be like,
An acting coach?
It depends on the acting coach. Some are, want you to use real life, and some think that if you use your real traumas, it cheapens your own trauma and life experiences. If you're trying to access those for a fake.
God, I would love to
thing.
cheapen my trauma.
yeah, just take the edge off.
Yeah, like why not cheapen the trauma?
Yeah, that's so true.
Why keep it built up?
Why preserve it
use
like
it for
a-
something good.
Yeah, let's cheapen that. Let's take it down a notch.
Chip away at it.
I'm not sure I can follow that.
Pay for all those years
reasoning.
of therapy.
Yeah.
It just depends on the person. Did you end up thinking about all the people that abandoned you?
Well, I started laughing and then that annoyed everyone. And then I tried to think about that and that didn't work. And then I sort of got choked up. But I do sometimes forget that like acting is acting. Like I should be thinking, oh my God, I'm tied to a chair and I'm going to die. You know what I mean?
That's
and
true,
not
yeah.
being like, oh, who's abandoned me?
Think about all the people who've abandoned you.
Who've abandoned you. And I wanted to be like, why do you think I've been abandoned? And then,
Nobody's left.
yeah.
Not a single person is left.
I'm totally
then,
fine.
Toni Collette had to, in the scene, she like slaps me. And this is
Wow.
again a big spoiler. But I was
Another
like,
spoiler.
I know. But I was like, can you just slap me, please? And she was like, no, I'm an actor. I was like, but I'm not good at acting. And I don't know how to act
That
being
is so
slapped.
funny.
She was like, I'm not going to slap you. I was like, please?
And she wouldn't.
No, because she's a professional.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe some people would have, but I was glad. It looks good on camera.
I wouldn't have
good.
slapped you.
Fortune, would you?
I would have been hesitant for sure.
Fortune slaps us no matter what's going on. Fortune walks in the room, just slaps all of us silly. Even Thomas knocks the glasses off his face.
right.
Mustache goes flying.
I would slap Fortune if she asked me, but I don't know if I could slap you, Tig.
Why?
It
Because,
might break your jaw.
well,
House
would
of
just
Danny
be-
picked you up and broke your rib.
I would be scared also you'd give me like a very deadpan look afterwards, and I'd be scared. I feel like Fortune, if you
A
were like,
deadpan look scares you?
oh yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
and delights me.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was good, Fortune. Was that your deadpan look?
I'm
It was
trying to
more like
do
this.
Deadpan. Like this.
Yeah.
What was the other one where you leaned forward? Was that an attempt at deadpan or what was it?
That
Is
was
that-
my duck
Whoa.
lips.
That was.
When I put on my
Duck
lip
lips.
when I put on my lip taint. We might need to have our own chapstick that says lip taint.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I was telling Fortune before you got on, May, that I do think that we should, when we do live, in person, in studio, how many more descriptive words can I use? Episodes, that we should do makeup
Tutorials.
tutorials. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to be the one receiving the makeup, you
Oh
know?
wow. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
pretty little lady.
Yeah.
Did my makeup routine inspire you?
Yeah. When you had that little sponge thing. rolling
Beauty
on your face.
blender.
Beauty blender.
And are you open to some taint, Tig?
I am, of course, open to some taint.
Fortune, you're applying lotion there?
I am.
And I just find I'm endlessly amused that you both are such little makeup faces.
Princesses, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a princess Tig.
Oh,
Well, my
God.
grandmother always was very big on lotioning my hands.
She
I would
would
be-
do it to you?
Yeah, like
Is
she
that why
would-
you started doing that to your friends that you had the
I
hots
think
for?
you know what, Tig? I've never put that together, but maybe.
Because your grandma had the hot.
Because you're my best friend.
My grandmother would sneak attack me with lotion, though. She would have it in her hand and not tell me it was in her hand, and she'd grab my hand and then like apply it to me.
Oh my God.
Isn't that weird?
I want to do like a meet and greet with fans after a show, and I'll have a bunch of lotion in my hands
Ooh.
every time I shake their hands.
That would be so disgusting, not knowing that that's coming, and from
You
a
know-
person you don't know.
Yeah,
You know
that'd
what
be
I
bad.
loved doing when I was a kid? I would I'd soak my hands just in the water fountain, and then I'd go up to a friend of mine, I'd grab their arm and be like, "Can you help me get my lunch money out of the toilet?"
That's
And they'd be like,
amazing.
"Gross."
That's so good.
Another
Did you?
classic Tig move.
Classic Tig. I mean, that's so fun.
That's really funny.
You should bring that back. Start doing
Yeah.
that
I've
to
done it
your-
a few times.
Do it to your
I'd be like,
Hollywood friends.
do it to Hollywood friends.
Yeah, like how would Jennifer Aniston react?
Jen.
Oh, honey.
Tig. I can't
Honey,
do a Jennifer
honey,
Aniston.
no.
Do you prank Max and Finn? It feels like it would be almost not pleasant because they're so pure that
Well, they prank.
oh, they do?
Yeah, they have whoopee cushions and they have those like buzzer handshakers and.
Yeah.
But right
Which-
now, I think I already told you they're very into magic.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than a kid with one of those hand buzzers where you can see it on their hand, and also it's a child being like, "Can I shake your hand?" And you're like, "Something's up here."
Or when they're
Buzz, 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 buzz.
both trying to get you to sit on one particular cushion of the couch,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can see the whoopee cushion.
I like it
Yeah.
when a small town has like one guy that everyone knows does magic.
Mm.
Is that a
Yeah, I
thing?
mean,
The town.
wasn't my
I'm not
town.
familiar with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't my town.
So who's the magician in this town?
You know, Joe, he always does magic tricks and tells jokes. And I would love to be in a small town and be known as the guy that tells jokes and that does magic tricks.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
What a life.
it feels
not
like
too
that's
late.
it feels like that's also the guy who they kind of uncover darker things about
Oh
later.
no,
in
don't
his
ruin
life.
it for
Oh,
me.
for
Sorry.
sure. For
Right?
sure. There's stuff going
Harmless
on.
Joe? Harmless Joe who does magic?
He used
Yeah.
to tell this one joke because he would like do the hosting for like the things in town, and he would say like, I took my wife to go get some ice cream. Went to Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors. You can get any flavor you want. She picked vanilla.
What? Wait, that was his big joke that you remember?
She picked vanilla.
And is the joke that his wife is...
I think he set it up better, but
Oh my God.
the joke
As a
was that.
professional comedian, you couldn't.
And
couldn't spruce that
I think
up?
he drove hours. I think he drove hours to take her. I left that part out.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is
She
pretty
chose
funny.
vanilla.
She chose vanilla. Your hair is so much more than what you see when you look in the mirror. From stress and nutrition to hormones to lifestyle, so many internal factors affect what you see on the outside. With Nutrafol's science-backed whole-body approach, nourish growth from within and achieve your best hair yet.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. Physician-formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients, Nutrafol's supplements support visibly thicker, stronger hair from within. Building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required.
Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code HANDSOME. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code HANDSOME. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code HANDSOME.
Sweaters, candles, bathrobes, more candles. Mother's Day gifts can be a little predictable, a little boring. Named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, Aura frames are guaranteed to mix things up this year. My mom, like many moms, is very particular with what she likes, and she's kind of hard to shop for, if I'm being honest. And it only gets harder year after year when you've bought your loved ones all the things that they've mentioned. So what's left? I'm telling you, the answer is an Aura frame. Aura frames make the perfect gift. It's not just an object, it's a connection between you and the loved one you gifted to. Aura frames come with unlimited storage, so you can share as many photos as you want from your phone to mom's Aura frame. She'll love that an Aura frame means she gets to see more of you, and she can put it right next to all her candles for the perfect tableau. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's auraframes.com, promo code HANDSOME. And support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. I think it was like, I was expecting it to be the type of joke that is like a dad joke with a really clear punchline, but actually it's more of an anecdotal, like he drove her hours, there's all these options.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I could actually listen to like that as a 20-minute story.
There you
Yeah,
go.
is there more?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was.
How long they've
but
been married.
I don't remember a single other joke you told, but that one always stood out to me.
How about when you're on a flight and there's flight attendants that are funny?
Oh,
You know.
when they do their security and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, love it.
I don't mind it. I did have a flight attendant once. This was back in my, I think, Chelsea Lately days.
Uh-huh.
I was sitting on the window, and my row was full. And she said, "Can I see you in the back, please?" And I thought I was in trouble. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I have to climb out past these two guys, go to the back, and she wanted to show me YouTube videos that she'd made.
No.
And wanted to get my opinion on
Can
if
I
they were
see-
funny.
can I see you in the back, please? And you're not even sitting on an aisle.
I'm not even on an aisle. I have to make people get up, and so I can go back there. And she goes, she wanted me to tell her if they were funny, and they were terrible. And I was like, I don't know what to say.
What did you say? Because I'm
very polite. I think I was like,
these are incredible.
Listen, you're doing it. That's what you got to do. Is you got to do it.
Listen, I see that you
these.
You captured something.
You got a camera. You did it. You filmed it. You put it up. You did it.
Oh my God.
That is so rough.
I don't even think she gave me any free chips or anything.
Oh my God. I was on a flight and they, I don't know. They didn't even tell me that they knew who I was. They were just like throwing treats at me.
And you're right. You were like, I'm
like a seal.
Yeah. We're transporting this seal from LA to New York. And I also felt bad because half of them weren't vegan, you know, and I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm a vegan person.
You should have thrown them right back and been like, you're obviously not that big a fan. If you
that's
right.
Yeah, try Googling me.
I've been on a flight with Tidge, and there was no vegan option.
Really?
Sad time.
Wow.
Wait, what happened? You were on a flight with me and there was no vegan option?
You don't remember this?
No.
Remember that? This was years ago. We weren't flying together. I think we just happened to be on the same flight.
Yeah.
I would lose my mind if I showed up and I sat down in my seat and one of you was sitting a few rows away. I would lose my mind.
If it was just, we didn't know we were on the same flight.
Yeah, I love that kind of thing. I'd be taking pictures the whole time. With the back of your head.
Keeping it handsome.
I'd tell the flight attendant that it was your birthday and you wanted to meet the pilot.
Oh my God.
But that we were too shy to ask.
I have been in that cockpit and I was like, should I?
Fortune,
is this
Marie?
okay? Not
Wait.
May.
Wait, you were allowed to go into the cockpit?
Yeah, the pilot was like a fan and said, come back here. And I was like, why is everybody making me go to places on the plane?
Is this all you dreamed of when you first
sit down? And then, so he had me sit in the seat and we took a picture, but I'm like,
while you were flying?
Yeah. No, we were on the ground.
Oh, okay. I was really stressed.
No, God, no. I think no one is allowed up there. They locked the door now.
I would hope so.
But
Isn't it crazy how loosey-goosey it used to be at the airport?
Yes. Like
I
people,
mean,
you
I
could
remember
just
going to go pick people up. That was so
at
fun.
their gate.
Yeah. And kids would go like sit on the pilot's lap and stuff. And it was very.
And they kept those, and the doors were always open.
Yeah.
You could wave to the pilots.
And now I always find it hilarious that when the pilot has to come out to go to the bathroom, the flight attendant rolls the cart to block the walkway to get to.
Yeah.
And it's if you're, but also like if you're really wanting to do some damage, you know, the flight attendant standing there with the food cart probably isn't gonna hold anyone back.
You'd be like, God damn it, foiled again.
At least enough time to yell help.
Yeah,
that's
the
true.
other thing that concerns me flying is when the flight attendants say we're mainly here for your safety, but if there's anything we can get you, and then half the time if you look down, a flight attendant will have a skirt on and heels. And I'm looking at that thinking, if there is an emergency, what are you going to do in a skirt and heels?
You better pop off those kitten heels and start running.
But true, but if there's like fire or like broken pieces of something, if she kicks off her kitten heels, we're still in trouble.
Yeah, true.
You know?
True. I didn't really think about that stuff till all this stuff lately, and now I'm like, oh, keep your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about all the safety stuff now, but for years I flew and was like, didn't think twice about it, but
Wait, so lately. You didn't wear your seatbelt before and now you do?
No, I would wear it, but there would be times mid-flight, you know, where I wouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm like, this baby's staying on the whole time.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
always makes me laugh when you see on, especially like sort of smaller European flights, when there's like a drunk belligerent passenger, like a British tourist going to Greece or something. There's always a video where they've restrained the passenger, but by like duct taping them to a chair or something.
Yeah.
Like they restrain them
I do
in their
like
chair.
the duct taping people to a chair. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Is there a lawnmower?
Yes, my gardener is.
Stephanie's not mowing the lawn.
That's what I mean. Is Stephanie is mowing the lawn.
I would love if Stephanie mowed y'all's lawn and she came in all sweaty. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, with like
Okay.
a trucker hat on, and it's like one of those lawnmowers that you ride.
Oh
She's
my
like,
gosh.
well, I just finished my morning gardening and lawn mowing. I bet we have some pretty butch listeners though that do that.
That mow their own lawn?
Oh yeah, a lot of them.
For
That's-
sure.
The height,
But
the height of
I
butchness.
think it's an LA thing that a lot of people don't mow their own lawn.
Oh my gosh, we had
Yeah.
this neighbor move in that it was so funny because he was clearly either not from the area or I don't know what was going on, but I had not seen anyone mow their own lawn before. And he was so out of control with his lawnmower because our yards are flat, but then they kind of ramp down to the sidewalk, you know? So we're
Yeah.
a little bit up. And he had his brand new lawnmower and he would mow it and then he'd go down the hill and he'd lose full control of it and try and pull it back up. And meanwhile, everyone else had their gardeners working on their yards and this guy's like, and then soon after that, he never mowed his lawn again.
That is
Oh
so.
man.
For those
Yeah.
that don't know, in LA, there's like a bazillion lawn services. Like
Yeah.
in every neighborhood, it's
Yeah.
just part of LA life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen it anywhere. I mean, yeah, back home we always had to mow our own lawns.
For sure. And
but that was
also
the
it
kids'
wasn't-
job.
It wasn't just butchy people. My kids are trying to figure out good summer and winter jobs coming up.
Oh,
Oh.
business ideas. Great.
Lemonade
Yeah.
stand.
Well,
Yeah.
in
Well, they've done
Toronto-
lemonade.
In Toronto, in the winter, it's snow shoveling, like shoveling
Yeah.
people's driveways. I have
Yeah.
such like vivid memories of getting up for school in the morning and my poor dad like still in his pajamas out like scraping snow off the car and like
Yeah.
scraping the window with that little guy that gets the ice off.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was suggesting that they go ask neighbors if they can water their flowers or, you know,
That's a
things
good
like
one.
that. I don't know, but they want to do something for between $1 and $3, they said.
That's a good
Per
goal.
day?
I don't know.
Per activity, I believe.
I don't know, but they were just talking about it last night.
I wonder if I can think of something I need done. That they
They
can
go
do.
up to your neighbors and they're like, "Hey guys, can you Venmo us $5?" They're like,
Well,
"Why?"
I don't know
Just cause.
if I've told you about the junk sale that they've done.
I don't
No,
think so.
just stuff they find in the house or what?
Not just stuff they find in the house, but they'll even find an In-N-Out burger straw wrapper and put that up for sale.
Wow.
And our neighbors are so... Oh, and then cherry pits, like cherry seeds.
Oh my god.
They'll just have like ones that they spit out that they put in a baggie, and then they'll just put prices on all of this stuff, like a twig they find. And our neighbors are so nice. They'll come
They buy
over
it?
and they will buy stuff. They'll be like, "Wow, so $10 for your cherry seeds." And Finn's like,
Wow.
"Yeah, that's right." And
Oh
yeah,
my
and then,
God.
and
Your neighbor
and
should
our-
haggle.
well, and that's the thing is we told Max and Finn about or somebody mentioned haggling, and then they came in. They were like, "Well, that's haggling." So anyway, they've made some pretty good cash off of our neighbors. Oh, one neighbor went to get money out of his pocket, and I honestly, it was like lint or something fell out of his pocket. And then they were like, "Oh, we could sell this too."
No
So
way.
they have like a sense of humor about it, but they
That's
really
hilarious.
are, jacking those prices up and just selling junk.
Well,
Some things
entrepreneurs.
they'll draw a picture, they'll put that up for sale and whatever.
That,
but
yeah,
Now
I would
that's
buy
pretty. That one I would purchase.
we had a competition the other day where all four of us had to draw something, and then Max and Finn put each picture down that all four of us drew, and then they put a cat treat on top of each drawing, and then brought the cats over to see whose picture would win the competition.
That's so good. That's
And it's
so good.
just based on what cat ate the treat off of and no cat ate the treat. Just kind of slowly stepped around the drawings and left.
Really? They were
Yeah.
repulsed by the drawings. So
Yes.
They lost their...
They were not good drawings.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check and make sure you pack your swimsuit when you're headed to visit a new city for the first time. It's always fun to tread some water in a new part of the world.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. When it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've got this problem. I want to eat healthier, but I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on meals and snacks that I'm actually excited to eat. It feels so impossible to have it all. That'll change thanks to Hungry Root. It's the easiest way to eat healthy.
With over 15,000 recipes shipped each week, there's something for every taste and nutrition preference. They're focused on quality as well, so that means no artificial sweeteners or preservatives. I made a lemon pepper chicken with cilantro lime rice, and let me tell you, it was so good. I felt like a chef. It was so easy to make.
Mm-hmm. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. So take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box. Plus, get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/handsome and use code handsome. That's hungryroot.com/handsome, code handsome to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/handsome, code handsome.
Handsome is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you build a website you'll love. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, whether your website is personal or professional.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to offer services and get paid all in one place. Every dream needs a domain, and we know you've got a dream. So get started on sharing it with the world today. From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your handsomest, most professional self. With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a bespoke online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business. That includes you. I've been using Squarespace for years, and trust me, I'm not the most technologically advanced person by any stretch of the imagination. But Squarespace's tools make it simple, and that includes a website with sleek design, built-in video and e-commerce, email marketing tools, and more.
So what are you waiting for? Get started on your dream website today. Head to squarespace.com/handsome for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code HANDSOME to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Should we see who our question asker is?
Absolutely.
Yes. Today's question asker is a comedian, actor, and singer who became known across the world as a member of the improv TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway? He's hosted Let's Make a Deal for the last 15 years. He's performed in musicals like Kinky Boots, The Wiz, and Hamilton, and is the winner of 5 Emmy Awards. Ooh. In addition to Grammy nominations.
He's also a host of the new podcast, What If, with Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady is asking today's question.
Hey y'all, what's up? Tig, May, Fortune. Question for you. In the day and age in which we find ourselves, with the government that we find ourselves with and the world being what it is, How do you use your art and your sense of humor to help yourself and to help others?
That's a nice question.
That is a nice question. What do you got for us, May?
I don't know what he's referring to with the state of the world. I think everything's
The state of the world is so fine right now.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. I struggle with. There's different ways to approach it, right? Like we're on this podcast. I feel like we're kind of a refuge from all that of just like silliness and then I don't know. Sometimes I mean, you just feel it at shows, don't you? It's like a little microcosm of society, and it's like it is so unifying, and like people feel human, and like we have shared interests. Sometimes I talk directly about things going on in the world. Sometimes just dumb.
Like how in depth do you feel like you go into what's going on in the world?
I used to do that a lot more, and then I felt like, oh, maybe it's more subversive to not talk about things like identity politics and things like that, because it feels like a losing battle, because then people go, oh, they never shut up about that, you know what I mean? But then recently, with everything going on, and I've been talking about it more. Like when I was promoting the album, I was going on the like TV shows to promote it, and the questions were often like, why did you write this album, or why now, like the music album? And the big part of the answer is like I had top surgery, and I don't think I would have been confident enough to do the album. Like it felt directly connected. Like I wrote it right after that, and so I was like, fuck, in this time in the world, even though it's so tense, that felt like important to talk about, that if is like a, you know, trans agenda that everybody's scared of, it's literally just people trying to be their most confident, happy, creative selves. So I did try not to shy away from that stuff, you know.
And that's helpful to you and to people that are...
I don't know if it's helpful to me. It's stressful. It's scary. Like it's a hostile environment out there, but it felt important. Yeah.
And when you say scary, what is the ultimate fear of, or what have you experienced?
Anytime, I mean, people coming for you online, like pretty constantly. Anytime, like, you know, other people's fan bases get mobilized against you, that's intense. And then also, just these days with like scary legislation and about what you can say and stuff. And then with the going through immigration from Canada and being like, I don't know, is that going to be a problem? Like that if you Googled me and I was outspoken about something, like it's getting so, anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
There's unpredictable times too.
Yeah. Anyway, I love it. I was like, well, we're a refuge from that stuff.
Well, I mean, that's what you're dealing with as a human.
Yeah. In general, like, I think comedy is just a really wonderful way to get people's defenses down and then kind of connect people. But how do you specifically feel like you help?
I mean, I've been so helped and saved and inspired by so many musicians and comedians, and but it's so for some reason it's been a harder thing for me to accept when people say that I've done that for them. Because to me it's like, oh, I'm just talking and sharing what I went through or what I'm seeing and feeling, and I know that's what musicians and people do, but when it's me doing it, it's been hard for me to really grasp that I've made any sort of impact on anybody, because half the time I'm like, oh, that was just something silly, or I was just trying to make light of you know, and I think it was actually during the pandemic that I really realized, wow, yeah, I can see how what I'm doing, what other comedians, what people are doing that really do make a change in people's life, and but also it's walking that really fine line of like not taking myself too seriously. I don't think I'm like anybody's savior, but it is. So I struggle with that, where people are like, oh my gosh, thank you, you saved my life, or oh my gosh, you changed the, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad, and then I think about the people that have changed my life or saved me through their art. It's no joke.
Yeah,
and it's hard to put it on to I've done that for somebody else.
And it's crazy. It's kind of absurd and hard to process that we still live in a time where like just visibility just is still so limited, that like it is meaningful to have someone living a happy, confident life and being themselves, and
for sure,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it shouldn't still be that way, but it is.
Yeah, and I think when it's just like a part of day to day, and this is my job and this is my life, and but what I'm doing, I do for myself. Whatever I'm sharing, whatever I'm joking about, any story I'm telling, or whatever's going on, I'm not doing anything for the audience. I'm doing it solely because I want to share this, or I want to talk about it. I'm going through this. I think this is funny, but I think that's most important for it to really translate and land for somebody. And that's when it's nice, is when it does resonate with others. But I still grapple with accepting that I've made a big impact on people sometimes.
Well, your ultimate sharing of a real life event was the I have cancer, set from Largo. That was a big one.
Yes, for sure. And that that was certainly not for the audience. That was really me in the moment, struggling. And as time has gone on, I think I really was reaching out for help too. When I'd lost my mother and my girlfriend, and I was really sick, and I wanted to talk about it. And I think I was really relying on that audience for a lot. And they really did pull me through.
Steps up, yeah.
Yeah, they really did. And it's so amazing when I run into some of the people that happen to be in that audience. And oddly enough, the director of the Andrea Gibson documentary, Come See Me in the Good Light, he was in that audience before I knew him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, wild.
What about you, Fortune?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what Tig said, it's just providing levity is kind of what I see as my job. I don't really get a lot into politics, and some people are critical of that. But I've not shied away from things I believe in or speaking out when I think something's wrong. A lot of people know where I stand. I've not hidden that when I've spoken out for our community and just human rights in general. But there are things that I'm not qualified to talk about, and I don't believe, a lot of people just think because you're a celebrity, you should weigh in on everything, and I don't believe in that. I don't believe in speaking on things I'm ignorant about just because I have a platform. I think that does more harm than good. I would rather speak out on things that I'm qualified or at least have experience with to be able to speak on because I don't want to just like talk to talk because it's not helping. And especially if you don't have facts or information.
There's also there's so many nuanced elements.
Yeah, exactly.
To so many different topics that it makes it really difficult.
Yeah, because then people are like, well, do you know about this, and this? You're like, I didn't know. You know what I mean? It's like, I just spoke because you know, there's this pressure to do so. I don't believe in that. But what I do is tell stories and try to make people happy. That's what I want to be, is providing positivity. Like, you can go to other comics who are very well versed on these other big things in the world, and that's who you should listen to for that thing, you know. And
if that's what you're looking for, is a comedian's point of view about these big issues, then that is where you should go.
Yeah, you know, like I want to hear from this person about that thing. For me, you
don't go to the person that's taking care of biscuits.
That's right. Thank you, Tig. I'm taking care of biscuits.
Yeah, everyone's doing their thing. Fortune's taking care of biscuits.
That's right. So, you know, every tour I go to about 100 cities. And so I'm not shying away from any red state. I go into all these places that, and I get a lot of fans going, why would you go to such and such city? Why would you go to there? Why would you go there? They need it. They need it. You know, they need representation. They need different voices coming in there. And, you know, obviously a lot of people coming to the show know me, so they're already thinking similarly to me. But there are a lot of theaters that people just go because they like that theater or they wanted something fun to do that night. And so I'm telling a story of who I am. Here's who I am. This is my life. I'm married, you know, and there is power in just sharing your story that makes someone who might have been, say they were afraid of gay people or didn't understand gay people, where they can go, oh, I relate to what that person's saying. Like, our lives aren't that different. And it opens up some people's minds, not everyone. And I think there is power in that, just sharing your story. I did a show in Nashville during the times where they were coming for drag queens. You know, it was this huge thing. And, you know, I said in the room, I was like, I can't change legislation. I can't come into your city and make any difference with what's happening in the government. What I can do is have a room of 3,000 people in this city who you know is an ally. In this room, you can look left and right and see people who are going to have your back, and go out into this city and look out for each other. You know, there's something cool about gathering those spaces of people who, you know, aren't agreeing with what's happening in the legislation. They can go out and try to make a difference. They can get empowered in that room with the energy and love and positivity, and then go out into their community and try to help make those changes. So I'm just trying to provide a space that's positive and happy, and, you know, look around and see other people that want that too. And when you're in those rooms, when you're in these shows, there is this feeling of just like every theater I do, the people that work there say, I can't explain it. There's something in this room that is so happy and joyful and positive. Yeah. And they go, I just feel so good tonight. And that's what I want to provide people. And that brings me a lot of joy.
That's a powerful type of resistance when especially when the government so like uses fear tactics so consistently and is like, to push back with joy and community.
Well, that's like you hear so many times that just showing up is a political statement, and it's very true. It's very true. The visibility, and
I do sometimes feel like I could do more though, and like I should be more organized in my activism and things like that. So I feel like I'm constantly learning as well, and also as the world changes and who knows how things are going to be. Like I guess we'll all have to like be constantly learning.
I think there's also an unfortunate element to social media where people are saying, you know, like you were saying, Fortune, why aren't you speaking out? Or you have this platform. And it's like, social media isn't the only platform. There are in-person appearances that you make. There are, you know, charity events. There's all sorts of ways that you use your platform, and social media isn't the only platform. And so much of what's going on social media is the shallow back and forth arguing about these different views. And meanwhile, if you're not on social media and you're out making appearances, donating your time, money. It's almost like it's fine and you're doing a great job as long as you don't have social media. But if you have social media and you're not directing all of your energy to that platform, then it's as though you're not doing anything if you're not on there arguing back and forth with people. But it's like,
it's a tough, it's a very tough balance. Like I know, like Fortune, you were directing people to where they could donate, or I think we all were, where they could donate for certain things. But it is like, there are people I think who are using a ton of their energy every day, just reposting, resharing, and if you directed that energy to some initiative in the real world, that sometimes would be. Yeah. But it's tough though, because we also do need, people do get their information from social media sometimes. So it's like,
it's such a small sect of people though too. There's some people not on it that people forget this isn't the actual world.
Right. For sure. That is what blows my mind. Is I remember somebody, this was years ago when I was on Facebook. I still have an account, but I always say I go on there like once or twice a year to see who died. That's horrible. But anyway, I went on Facebook, like I said, 6 months, 12 months later, and somebody had posted about somebody else who did something terrible, and they were like, if I see anybody is still friends with them on Facebook, I am writing you off in the real world. And I was like, I haven't even been on. Right. I haven't even been on here. And and it really highlighted that people are so neck deep in social media that they don't even realize that some people aren't. I haven't even been on here. And of course I wasn't really worried about this person blackballing me in life, but it was so, I had just thought it was so kind of silly.
People have ended friendships over like stupid social media stuff. It's like, but it isn't, like May was saying, it is nice to have one benefit of sharing your art is gaining a platform and being able to use that platform, like when there was the hurricane, to say, donate here, do this, and the fires, this person needs help. That is a really cool byproduct to be able to like mobilize to help other people.
Well, and by the way, the people that were dealing with the hurricanes and the fires are still dealing with it and still need help. All of that gets so immediately highlighted and, talked about, and then everybody moves on. And so just remember.
Well, I saved everything because I did Celebrity Jeopardy and I got to donate $30,000
to the
hurricane, so I fixed it all.
You fixed it.
Thank you, Fortune.
You're welcome.
I always feel like the big thing is voting. Like if everyone voted, we'd be fine. Like if all, so it's around elections and stuff. That's when I'm like, we all gotta seriously, because that might make a difference. If someone like when Taylor Swift was like, not that we're Taylor Swift, but when Taylor Swift was like, vote, I imagine a lot of young people voted because she said that.
For sure. So let's pull a Taylor Swift and say, vote. Next time you can.
You talk about, that does require a lot of courage for someone like, some people might not think that, like, oh, who cares? But, it's very divisive these days to say who you're voting for. And she has this huge platform of people that vote and think different ways than that. So for her to speak out is brave, I think about, I've talked about her before, but Natalie Maines with the Chicks and what they went through. And I didn't know them when that whole controversy happened, but, she was on stage and just said something that in these days would be considered not scandalous at all. And then their entire career was...
Well, she told
what
that
did she
story
say again?
She told the story about her wife went to Baskin Robbins and there were 31.
They were doing a little show in London and just said the war was starting, and she's anti-war and just said like we're ashamed that Bush is from Texas because they're from Texas, and that was it. And and the entire like they started getting death threats.
That's
people
insane.
bulldozing their CDs. Radios wouldn't play them anymore. Their own country music people making fun of them at the award shows. I mean, like tons of death threats. She had to get security everywhere. So anytime I'm being a real pussy, and I don't even use that word very often, but if I'm being a real puss,
a real cooter.
I do think about her, and I'm like, oh, Nelly would be so ashamed. I gotta be stronger.
Yeah, we have to. Well, I mean, I don't want to see anyone bulldozing Handsome merch, though, but it would kind of amuse me to see someone bulldozing our Ponties.
I guess I just figure, don't you use a bulldozer when something's really heavy?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think you needed a bulldozer to run over a CD.
No,
I mean, the same effect
very dramatic
with a children's like toy truck.
Well, friends, should we hear what Wayne Brady has to say?
Wayne Brady.
From the podcast, What If?
I used to love that. Whose Line Is It Anyway? Did you guys ever watch that?
I thought they were gods.
They're so quick.
I used to love it. Yeah, I haven't watched it
my gosh.
in years and years, but
I would love to see slow improv.
Slow improv.
When Fortune just said they're so quick, I was thinking how funny to see very delayed improv.
That would be good because you'd have time to think about what you were going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy how they do what they make it look effortless.
Well, Wayne Brady, especially with his songs
and his songs, yeah.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, my answer would be just trying my absolute best to put some light out there. We do improvisation. We make folks laugh, right? So my aim is to get on stage, whether it's in front of a few thousand people, a couple people, and just bring some light. Because if I can make someone else laugh, then I make myself laugh, and for that day, one day at a time, at least for that day, I've got some hope. And that's what it's all about. A little bit of hope.
Oh,
that's awesome, Wayne.
Okay, I love hearing Thomas at the end there. That's a beautiful answer, though. I feel like he was so articulate when we were all like,
well, people are on Instagram too much. And
it is hard. It is hard, though, when your job is to make people laugh and you're having a bad day or going through things yourself. Oof.
Yeah.
There's been some real doozies lately where I've just been in a real funk.
Yeah.
And having to like dig myself out of this hole to go make people laugh is like I love my job more than anything. But God, those have been some trying times.
I know. And it's tough because people really forget that you have a personal life, a private life. You have bad days, hard stuff going on, and you are supposed to be the person that they saw on TV or on that stage, no matter when they run into you.
Yeah.
You better not be tired. You better not be in the middle of a very important conversation. You better not be having anything going on at home. Nothing.
Yeah.
Losing a friend out of nowhere. Nothing. You know?
The adrenaline of being on stage does focus the mind. Like at least it's an exchange. Like the thing of being out in the world or having to do like a radio show or something like that is tricky, but there's something about being on stage that at least gets you out of your head for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And then hearing those laughs, it does make you feel like it's like, okay, I needed that, you know?
Yeah.
It's so hard to get yourself on the stage, but then when you're there, like, okay, we got this. We're in this together.
Yeah. It is crazy how that can snap you out of things.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
Whether you're tired or you're having personal stuff going on and you get on the stage. The worst is when you get on the stage, you don't have a great show. It's like,
Oh
what
my
the
God,
hell
yeah,
did I
then-
just
yes,
do?
Why did I even come?
I was already down, and now
I should have
Yeah.
never said yes to this.
Well, that was a delightful episode, and thank you to Wayne. Does anybody, Fortune, you got your tour?
Coming up on May 1st, I got Greensboro, North Carolina, Roanoke, Virginia, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Grand Rapids, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Kansas City, Mulvane, Kansas, Vegas, Knoxville, Tennessee, and Lexington, Kentucky. Lots more cities too. So fortunefeimster.com for tickets.
Beautiful.
I got April 25th at Largo in LA, and then just check out my social media after everything we said today. Check out my social media.
May lives on there.
For other shows that pop up, and you can watch Feel Good on Netflix if you haven't, or
If you want
stream
to
my
feel
music.
good, baby.
Yeah.
Well, for me, June 14th, I'll be in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and then I will be in P-Town August 23rd. And if you haven't watched my new stand-up special that's newish, about a year old, Hello Again on Prime Video. And then I'm also working out new material in Los Angeles at Largo and Dynasty Typewriter, sometimes in Toronto. Go to tignotaro.com for all the information. And also, if you like this episode or any other episode, share it with a friend and help us build the Handsome community. Subscribe to the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see our handsome faces.
To all that.
And until next time.
Keep
it
handsome.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like to check and make sure the local karaoke spot has your favorite song before signing up to go on stage and blow everyone's mind with your amazing voice.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
That was a HeadGum podcast.